Yeah,
I
go
think the
ahead, Ryan.
purpose of a small group in 2020 this season needs to be about being a blessing to some particular group in your community, your neighborhood, et cetera, and caring well for one another. I think those are the two big challenges, right? Our world needs hope. I think our world needs the hope of Jesus, and we have opportunity to be a blessing to others. And then I think secondarily, this is a difficult time, and we need to care well for other people. And I think that twin purpose, how do we be a blessing out there, and how do we care well for people in here, will really motivate and guide our small groups well.
That's good. That's good. How about Courtney or Jason? You want to take that away?
Yeah, if I think about the purpose of a small group in this season, it is being realistic about the hardship and the brokenness in the world today, while also holding on very firmly to the hope that Christ alone provides. And so, how do we hold all that together, not forsaking one for the other in some superficial way, but with great humility to hold all of that in our feeble, very mortal two hands.
Yeah, and that would involve deep empathy, I think, on all of our parts, right? For all of us to maybe take a step back as we think about these problems and to try our best to empathize for the one who we do not walk in their shoes or sandals. Would I be catching that right?
Yeah, absolutely. And so, yeah, if we were to bring even the conversations about racism in America to the front of this conversation to say, yeah, we have to be willing to acknowledge the brokenness that brothers and sisters experience in the church and outside of the church, while holding on together to the hope of Christ as one body.
And I think in many ways that would serve Ryan's point to be a blessing. That actually gives some very practical ways of how some of us could be a blessing in this world today. It could be that by having empathy for others, we may be a blessing that way. I like that. So Jason, what about you?
Yeah, we've been asking that question as a ministry as we get ready for the fall. We have four big values. Two of those are give and go. And, we talked briefly about that in the book a little bit. But I would say purpose of small groups in 2020 is for everybody to understand how they are gifted, so that they can take the message of Jesus to the people around them. And I'm specifically understanding circles of influence and what is a unique way that we can, I'll use Ryan's words, that we can bless those around us, because I think that then opens the door to conversations, to being genuine with people, to inviting them into the next thing, right? So that's how I would answer that. How can we understand what we're gifted each person to do, so that we can then go and do it in our circles of influence?
If you enjoyed this conversation from the Transforming Discipleship podcast, listen to the full episode at SmallGroups.com/podcast.